Well, we wake up here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, and I have found one of my favorite relatives of all. This is gale force wind, or hot wind. And I had a few questions for you. You are from the what nation?
Iroquois Nation.
Iroquois or Haudenosaunee. And tribe?
Mohawk.
And clan?
Turtle Clan.
Turtle Clan, which is family. And in your time here on Mother Earth, what advice would you have for the rest of us poor creatures out here?
Well, probably the same advice my mom gave me, and that was enjoy the ride, you're taking it anyway.
Oh, sweet. I love that philosophy. And what is your favorite accomplishment?
Favorite accomplishment? Father.
Very good.
Fatherhood.
Okay, now these are optional. What has been the very best moment of your life?
The best moment, hands down, being sealed to my wife for time and all eternity. The eternal marriage.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also optional, what has been the very worst moment of your life?
Worst moment. Tough question, because there's been a lot of tough down moments. But I think the worst moments have been some of my best moments, because they've caused me to change. Right? I think I would say a worst best moment was losing my mom, having her die, because I miss her terribly. And watching, her give way to the pains of cancer, it hurt me to see her hurt. But a best moment in that the realities, the life after this exists, and seeing those realities happen before my eyes and witness her spirit after have been some of my best moments. So I think they're one and the same sometimes.
This is a little unfair, but one note that I found unique about your mom is this woman could think about having a party, and 2 hours later, there'd be 85 people in her house drinking and having snacks and whatever that was, whatever the event was. She could put a party on, bam, with a moment's notice. Yeah. Smile on her face and the door open, and it just, let's go.
Yeah. She always had a good time. She
Unbelievable.
Was a very positive, upbeat, happy person all the time.
And native-wise, she really kept all the family going and together.
She did. She taught us all the Indian songs. She made sure all of us got our Indian names early on. Taught us many of the culture of her roots. She was born on the St. Regis Mohawk Indian Reservation. She lived there until she was about 18, until she went off to college. And it's many, 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 many wonderful stories and many hard, tough stories of her life growing up in a very poor time in history. They're extremely poor.
And the question I've come just over 2,000 miles to ask you, how do you feel about being native?
It's one of the greatest connections I have.
Because the story that you shared with me about the Oreo cookie, if you don't mind.
I don't mind that story. Growing up in Southern California in the 70s, my mom married a white guy from Idaho, German and Danish mix, and some of us kids came out very fair-skinned, and some came out darker like my mom. But it wasn't until 5th grade that my teacher decided she was going to teach a class on diversity and teach a class on mixed racial marriages, when she pronounced to the class that, hey, Dave, you grew up in a mixed race family. What's that like? I hadn't realized, really, until then, that I was in a mixed race family, I guess. I mean, it never occurred to me. And later on the playground, one of the kids called me an Oreo because he saw my mom drop me out of school and she was dark and I was white. And I punched him in the face and got a few swats for that at the principal's office, but it was worth it. The funny side to that story is, not long after that, Indians kind of took a very, very cool twist in society, and me being part Indian became actually a very cool part of who I was. Ironically, our high school mascot was the Comanches, so I ended up wearing knee-high moccasin boots to school like our mascot, and a lot of cool songs came out back then about Cherokee Nation, Cherokee Tribe, that 70s song,
Yep.
So it turned out to be a very cool thing to be part Indian, and the persecution, if you will, didn't last very long. As a young kid, it was mostly in elementary school where I got picked on for it. But obviously, I got big enough that people didn't pick on me much.
Well, we've walked a lot of the same path in life then.
Uh-huh.
I thank you very much. I love you very much.
Love you. You're my brother.